Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video we will be taking a look at the best international eSIM of 2024. I tested and looked at over 20 different eSIM providers in total. However, there are only two that I would personally use and recommend for you to use. The one that you go for out of these two really depends on what you are looking for when it comes to an eSIM. The first is going to be more fit and more suited to the standard traveler, somebody who is just traveling for work or vacation and they do not need a crazy amount of data. Then the second eSIM is going to be more fit for somebody who needs unlimited data, who is going to be working or streaming videos whilst abroad. But let's start off with the first option. The first option is Airelo. Out of all of the eSIMs that I tested, this is the best one that I found. And Airelo is the one that I personally used last year when I was traveling around South America and Europe. This works fantastic. I will leave an affiliate link to Airelo in the description of this video, and if you use that link, you will be able to get the best prices and the best discount on Airelo. So this is the web version of Airelo. I will also show you the mobile app, but essentially we can choose if we want a local eSIM specific to a country, whether we want a regional eSIM. So this is what I used last year when traveling around South America and also Europe. And then we have global eSIMs as well that are going to cover 124 countries. Now the global eSIMs are of course going to be the most expensive. Then regional eSIMs are coming in second, and then the local eSIMs, if you only need one specific country, this is going to be the cheapest. Now, the price is going to change depending on the country that you want to go for. However, for most of these, the price is going to be roughly the same with a few outliers, which I will show you in a second. So if I pull up the UK, let's also go for the US, Spain, and Italy as well. You can see that for 2 GB of data, this is going to be around $8. So the UK, we have 2 GB of data, and this is $7.50. Then the US, 2 GB of data is $8. Spain, $6.50 for the 2 GB. And then Italy is going to be $8 as well. With each of these plans, you can choose how much data you are going to get, and then you can also choose how long this is valid for. So essentially this means that with Italy, you can use these 10 GB over 30 days. With the 2 GB, you can use this over 15 days, and then the 1 GB you can use over 7 days. So this is really one of my favorite things about Airelo specifically, is that we have all of these customizable plans. You can choose the amount of time that you want the plan for, as well as the amount of data that you want to get, and all of this for a very affordable price. You can buy more data for the SIM card later down the line. So for example, let's say we buy 2 GB of data for the US, but we run through that and we need more. We can purchase more data on that same SIM card so that we can keep the same number. With that said, there are going to be a few outliers in terms of data packages that are a little bit more expensive. One of these I know for a fact is Colombia, because that's one of the countries I traveled to last year. So if we click into Colombia right here, you can see 2 GB is going to be $15, which is quite a bit higher than this is for Spain, for example. Either way, even with these more expensive, the more outlier data plans, these are still going to be cheaper than other eSIM providers, because what you tend to find is if Colombia, for example, is an outlier and is more expensive on Airelo, it's also going to be expensive on some other eSIM providers. Another country that is a bit of an outlier as well is going to be Argentina. This is pretty expensive too. I don't think it's as expensive as Colombia. As you can see right here, 2 GB is going to cost $11.50. But overall, the massive amount of countries that you get on Airelo compared with their cheap prices is why Airelo definitely tops the list. So that is just the individual countries right there. But what we can also do is go over to regional eSIMs. Now this is going to be a little bit more expensive. For example, if we click into Latin America right here, if we want 2 GB of data, this is going to cost $28. But if we look through, we can essentially connect to all of these countries and have data in all of these countries from the same SIM card without changing anything. Let's say you hop on a plane from Argentina to Brazil. You don't have to change anything around, and it's automatically going to give you that data. So as I said, this is quite a lot more expensive, but if you are somebody who travels around to all of these different countries, then it is definitely worth picking up this package. Then finally, we have global eSIMs. So this is going to be more of a case of if you are traveling around between Europe and South America and you are constantly traveling back between the two, you want an eSIM that is going to cover all of this. So these global eSIMs, they are going to cover 124 countries. So even though this is global, this still isn't going to cover all of these 200 countries. However, the vast majority of countries are going to be covered here. And all you have to do is click in and then search for the country that you want data in. So let's go for a bit of an obscure country and go with like Denmark. We can see right here, Denmark is going to pop up. If we want like China, we can get data in China as well. Colombia, Argentina, Japan, all of the main countries are going to show up right here. We can also go for the US, and that's going to pop up as well. On top of this, you can also get data calls and texts with Airelo. Now, this is something that is extremely rare, and I'm not sure why this is, but not many eSIM providers are going to allow you this option. Now, this is only available with the global eSIM on Airelo. If I just go back to regional eSIMs, for example, and we go into LATAM, you can see that these are only going to be data plans. It's the same with each individual country. Let's just go to Albania. You can see these are data only. However, with the global eSIMs, we can get calls and texts as well as data. And you can see this is going to change with each plan. So with this one, for example, we can get 5 GB of data, we can get 50 calls, 50 SMS over 60 days, and this is all included in this plan right here. So those are just some of the reasons that Airelo topped the list. But now let's head in to the mobile app and take a look at the Airelo app. Now, this is the Airelo app, and this is another reason that Airelo tops the list for the best eSIM provider of 2024. The app is so good and so intuitive and just so easy to use. I'm actually going to go ahead and purchase a data package in front of you to show you how easy this is to install onto your phone. So I'm actually visiting Spain next week. So all I'm going to do is go up here and search for Spain. And then I don't need very much data. So I'm only going to go for this gigabyte right here. All we have to do is click on buy now. Then we can go down and check the package right here. Click on buy. And then look at this, we can actually pay with Apple Pay as well. And then all we have to do is click on buy right here. As you can see, that is now purchased. And then all we have to do to actually install this eSIM is go view eSIM details. And we can see it right here. Now, I tested out so many of these eSIM apps, and Airelo is the only one that automatically installs the eSIM for you. So with most of the eSIM apps out there, you either have to install this via a QR code, meaning that you need 2 devices, or they'll also give you the option to manually install it, and you have to follow all of these settings. However, as I say, Airelo is the only app that I came across that is going to automatically install the eSIM for you. So all you need to do is click on install eSIM, allow, and then it's now activating the eSIM right here. Then we can continue. As you can see, this is now ready to activate. Then as you can see, it says your eSIM has been successfully installed. So if I now go over to my settings right here, then we can go into cellular. And as you can see, I have my SIMs right here. So I have my primary SIM card and then this travel SIM, which is the new Spain SIM that I just got. Let's turn this off for now. And then essentially, as soon as I get to Spain, all I have to do is go back into here, turn this on, and I can now use my eSIM in Spain. Then what I would recommend doing is also going to primary and turning this off so that you don't accidentally rack up big data charges. But that is how simple Airelo is to use, and that's why it is my favorite eSIM provider. Now, the second eSIM that we will be talking about in this video is if you need more data and essentially you need unlimited data for your travels. The reason that we don't use Airelo to do this is because if we need like 40, 50, 100 gigabytes of data, this is going to get very expensive very quickly. So the maximum that I would really recommend buying on Airelo is just this 20 gigabyte plan. As I mentioned earlier, you can purchase more data on that set SIM card, but it is going to be more expensive. So if you do need unlimited data, then the eSIM provider that I recommend is Holofly. Holofly is only going to give you unlimited data. You can't go for smaller packages, which is why I only recommend them if you do need unlimited data. Let's go ahead and switch this to dollars. And once again, let's go for the US. In here, you just select the number of days that you need data for. Let's say that we are going for 2 weeks. And you can see we can get 2 weeks of unlimited data right here for $48. So if you only need like a gigabyte, 2 gigabytes, 5 gigabytes of data for the entire vacation or when you go away, then this is going to be a lot more expensive than going with Airello. However, if you do need unlimited data, this is going to be a lot cheaper than continuing to buy data through Airello. So this is the second option right here. As you can see, we get unlimited data, no roaming charges. We just select the amount of days, the number of eSIMs that we need to use, and we can do this for a lot of different countries as well. But either way, out of all of the eSIM providers that I tested, both Airello and Holofly are by far the best, and these are the two that I would recommend depending on your need. Now, if you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button, and until next time, take it easy.